Hey there, guy. How's it going there, guy? Put your fingers where I can see them, brother. Just your fingers. That'll freaking do, dude, because you've only done the little crimes of not smashing that like button, dude. So put them there, pal. Oh, no, I shouldn't have put the key on the cuffs. Uh-oh.
Lonniedos.
I've actually never done a crime before. It's not in my nature, dude. But freaking Mizzy, from viral prankster to prison, dude. This is a jabroni video that we're going to be reacting to today. Let's see what this guy do. What did he do? He didn't do it. I don't think so.
It's May of 2023 in London.
It certainly is, isn't it? Beautiful day for 2023 in the beautiful London.
Your way to work, about to board a train. Right as you're about to leave the station, you hear screaming.
Hey, what? How did you get in there? Hey, let me get in here.
Is it illegal to game?
No.
Okay, maybe to go in and drive the train by your own self? Yeah, I guess that could be too far.
Hey, hey, the man, hey,
He's a literal menace, dude. His username says so. Bloody hell, dude. Blimey. That's fucked. Frankly.
Hello, can I call the police? The people on the
Yeah,
train.
citizens arrest. Citizens arrest, buddy. Give me your fingers. This is what I would do. How tight do these go, dude? Oh my gosh, just like real handcuffs. You're under arrest, ASMR.
This is one of the most
jail.
prolific TikTok pranksters of all time. And hijacking a train is just the latest in a long string of crimes and public disturbances he's created, all to gain clout online. In fact, he's been terrorizing the city
Bus
for well over a
surfing.
year, and millions of people know his name by this point.
YouTuber and TikToker Mizzy has been fined £365.
Now the main
I have
douchebag's
no
name
idea how much money that is.
is Mizzy.
It
This week,
sounds
a social
like a
media
lie.
prankster named Mizzy has generated headlines of abject outrage for so-called pranks.
Mizzy, you know, the one who likes to play pranks, you know, walk into people's houses, steal old ladies' dogs and film it because it's hilarious.
Is that a prank in the UK?
Just shot at a fellow and took his boots. I customised my rifle like it's 1862. Just scammed a pirate out of his golden tooth.
That would not fly. Here, there are too many people who own weapons to go in and do the old I'm in your house prank, you know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. In Florida? I don't think so.
According to him.
I'll get my ground stood on me. Looking like me? Doesn't even matter. I'm not threatening or nothing, but I'm in your house. Kapow, they'd say.
Mizzy because he's missing a few brain cells.
Oh my god, imagine getting fucking decimated by this old geezer.
To him.
That he's called Mizzy because he's missing a few brain cells.
God damn, you gotta change your name, man. He fucked your whole shit up. Cooked your ass.
An 18-year-old teenager has been arrested again days.
Well, hold on here. That's either really redundant, really not true, or a straight up discrepancy. I'm pretty sure you're an adult at 16 in the funny British land.
You're going to go to Australia if you commit a crime. When I get on the gramophone, I bust a rhyme.
So if he's 18, he's well above the age of adulthood, and then you're calling him a teenager because you're disrespecting him. I like your style. The math isn't there though.
After being
Myth
fined
busted.
for entering someone's home without permission. Mizzy posted a video on his social media.
Yeah,
as
they
he
just freaking outlawed Uber in Minneapolis, Minnesota for some ungood golly reason. Probably because of, I don't care.
arrested this morning. Earlier this week, he pleaded guilty and apologised after being handed a criminal behaviour order for filming himself entering private residences and posting them on social media.
This is the story of the insane rise and colossal fall of one of the internet's most prolific pranksters, Mizzy. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Opera Browser. It's a browser that's faster, safer, and smarter than default
Finally, a browser that sings to you.
It's a beautiful day. The birds are singing, the sun is shining,
Beautiful
when all of
day
a
in
sudden,
London.
the phone is gone.
We used to have a proper country.
Somebody wearing a mask swiped it right out of her hands and is now riding away at full speed.
Could be anyone, mate. I don't know what to tell you. It's a very popular piece of headwear these days. I think Yeat popularized it. He's the one who says, my money big, my money Tonka. Balaclava in my mouth.
Blocks away, the police approach the man with the stolen phone for unrelated reasons, and he throws the phone in a bush and flees. He gets away from the police thinking he's home free. As he approaches the next street, 3 men get out of an unmarked car.
3 men?
More police. The man flees again, but this time they catch him, hiding behind a tree. The person they arrest is Bakari Ogaro. In court later, Bakari would argue that it wasn't him that stole the phone, but his friend who handed it to him. Even though the incident happened in the summer of 2022, the judge wouldn't make a verdict until the summer of 2024. Bakari would have to wait and see what the outcome of the case would be for almost 2 years. In the meantime, he had dreams, big dreams. He was going to get famous on social media and make a fortune by any means necessary. Bakari created an alter ego who would do pranks and stir up all kinds of trouble to go viral, and that alter ego was called Mizzy.
And bags in places.
Mizzy started off small, riding bikes through shops, jumping on the counter at McDonald's,
later he gets
just being
big?
a general nuisance to society. He didn't gain a lot of followers at first, so he decided to raise the stakes.
Is this my Uber train?
Hello? Is this my Uber?
What are you doing there? Go away! I'm calling the police!
I'm pranking you. Get fucking with it.
The police is here! Go away! Go away! Go away! Go away!
All right.
He started getting in a bunch of random people's cars and pretending he thought they were Uber. He also started harassing people at bus stops like this guy. And Mizzy even bragged about stealing this hat.
Guys, my fucking Jew.
I mean, you definitely shouldn't pay for it.
And Mizzy...
It's a weird looking hat. I can't cap. But you got it. And it's yours now. Fuck it. We ball.
He even bragged about stealing this hat.
Guys, my fucking Jew.
Now you may have noticed something in common about the last few prank victims of Mizzy's. They all appear to be Jewish. Articles and blog posts started popping up in late 2022 like this one titled, Mizzy Bakari Ogaro, the prankster who likes to stir up anti-Semitism. By this point, a local Jewish neighborhood watch organization started cataloging Mizzy's videos, geolocating them, and date stamping them, and then tagging the local police. Mizzy was not going to get away with this, and he didn't. On January 18th, 2023, Mizzy was arrested for assaulting Orthodox Jews in the Stamford Hill area of London. At the same time, Mizzy had built up 30,000 subscribers with 2 million views on YouTube, 57,000 followers on Instagram, and a sizable following on TikTok too, but that account had recently been banned. The arrest didn't deter Mizzy at all, and he was quickly back on the street with a fresh TikTok account and new prank ideas to get even more famous. He started surfing buses and even trains, but putting his own life in danger wasn't enough for Mizzy. If he wasn't tormenting random innocent people in public, was he really even a prankster? This led to Mizzy pulling a prank that got under a lot of people's skin.
If it doesn't hurt somebody, is it even a real prank? I mean, come on.
Hello. Hi. You got a nice dog?
Sorry?
You got a nice dog?
She's lovely, she's...
Boonk Gang, whole lot of gang shit. Go outside.
You say Boonk Gang, a whole lot of gang shit, dude? What year is it? That is... Dude, have you seen him lately? He doesn't do this shit anymore. He's given his life to God. John Gabbana is his new name / his real name.
What's up, everybody? Man, I get a lot of DMs of people asking me, yo, John, how'd you get off pills? How'd you get sober? You know, I'm having a hard time with it. And I'm making this video because I want to tell y'all the truth. I'm having a hard time with it myself. I'm not completely sober. I'm popping these pills every single day.
This is not what I wanted to hear, Boonk Gang.
I'm actually sober.
Oh,
man.
shit, baited.
And I've been sober 2 years now. You know, all praise to the Most High.
Same.
But to be completely honest with y'all, my story is not...
I mean, I've also been sober 2 years. But also, you know prayers up, bless up.
But how I actually got sober is because my plug went to jail. And that forced my hand.
That'll do it, I guess.
Me to be sober because he was the only dude that I trusted to get drugs from.
Unfortunately, I had to get sober from alcohol, and if my plug went to jail, that would be prohibition, and that's, you know. Anyway, definitely don't do this. Don't steal somebody's fucking dog.
I personally can't think of a better way to get famous online than stealing an old lady's puppy. It's absolutely genius.
Oh
now,
my God.
Mizzy did bring the puppy back, and the lady's being completely nice and chill about it. I think most people would have been screaming and flipping out, so he seems to have stolen a puppy
She's
from
a good sport for the prank.
Saint. Mizzy would later argue that she was in on it in an interview with The Independent, saying, I said to her that if the dog came up to us again, having already came up to us 3 times, that I was going to take her dog.
I mean, it would be a hella stupid idea.
And she laughed and said, "My grandson has seen you on TikTok." Okay, Mizzy, if you threaten someone with a crime, that doesn't make them in on the crime. That's like saying, I slipped the bank teller a note saying I was going to rob them, so the bank teller was in on it. No, they weren't. You just told them what you were going to do right before you did it. Can you imagine the cutest little puppy coming up to you in a park, probably wanting to play with you, and your reaction is to get mad and steal it? Truly, we are dealing with a top-tier prankster here. But harassing people in public wasn't getting Mizzy famous fast enough. So he came up with a plan. What if he just walked into their homes?
Walking into random
my god. He's flocking! Is that what it's called? Break into a place of residence with the intent to steal stuff. I guess it's not proper flocking if it's only the intent is to steal content from your dwelling abode. Sorry, I'm stealing this from your peace and quiet. Polluting the economy of noise in your home, bitch.
Nothing really came of this first
if you faked the other thing, there's no reason to think this is real, right? It could be so easily faked.
Other than Mizzy being handed a community protection notice from the courts, ordering him not to trespass on private property. Mizzy promptly crumpled this court order up and threw it in the trash.
So you're also not allowed to do crime on most social media platforms, I don't think, so...
Mizzy was known locally in London for his pranks, but he wanted to be a true viral star on the internet. So he decided to try and start a new trend on TikTok. He called this bright idea, walking into random houses.
Okay.
This is too mad and too far.
Too mad, too far, too quiet, too hard.
James?
Rev up those fryers, family.
James?
I'm in your family now.
You man, come. Hello, James. We need to speak to James. James?
Top of the morning, James.
Is this where the study group is? No. What number is this?
Study group? Bro, these guys are too rich for you to be fucking with them like this.
Wait, this is not where the study group is? You got kids, man. Oh, you got kids? Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought this was a study group. I actually thought. Hey, this is a study group. What?
This home invasion went further than the last one. Instead of walking in and giggling and then running away.
It's so dumb. It's hard to plead ignorance if you're recording it, isn't it? Like, means you did it totally on purpose.
Mizzy and his cohorts made themselves at home while the family, including children, were extremely alarmed. Mizzy did later say that he returned to the house the next day and apologized, but the damage was already done.
The next day is insane, dude. They're probably scared for their life, thinking you're gonna come study with them in the middle of the night. It's fucked up.
Viral. Mizzy also decided around this time that he would switch up his content and do some hard-hitting street interviews with random people. But these interviews were unique because Mizzy had just one question to ask people.
What the dog doing?
Do not die. Do not die, bro.
That is so fucking... That's not okay, dude. Oh my god.
What do you mean do not die? Hey, yo, come here, fam. Hey, yo, do not die, bro. Do not die, bro.
I
hey,
don't?
Yo, do not die. Do not die.
Not
hey,
at your hand. Like, just generally speaking? I don't know what I would say. I don't know what I would say at all. I guess I would just give him all my money. And my dog if I had one.
Oh, go on. Oh, go on. What? Oh, go on. Man, my God. Over there, fam. What are you looking at, fam? What? Do not die. What? Do not die.
This is not an interview, brother. This is not proper social etiquette. This is not content. This is nothing. This is just incriminating. But you're on the news, not me.
What are you talking about, man? Do you want to die? No, leave me alone, man. What do you mean?
He just keeps saying it.
Hey, yo, come here.
Oh, is the prank like hair dye or some stupid shit?
Hey, back it out.
That doesn't make it better.
Well, why are you going into a shop for? Back it out, fam. Leave me alone. Back it out, bro. Back it out, bro. It's just dye, bro. It's just hair dye, bro. It's just hair dye, bro.
Look, camera's right there, bro. Comedic genius, dude.
Because you can actually die. And you actually die and there won't be no hair dye thing.
Wait, what? And then he immediately just like, yeah, well, if you have a problem with it, I'll fucking kill you. This guy's unhinged. I guess Britain just a different place, man. You can get away with threatening murder or murder by hair dye, unless
it's you with the glasses. Yo, yeah, do the die.
It's just a prank unless you got something to say about it, mate.
What? Oh, no, it's not. Basically, I'm seeing you from over there, yeah? Take a seat, bro.
Who wants to take a seat?
Within a week of his latest home invasion, Mizzy's social media accounts were blowing up. And it looked like he was finally getting the infamy he was looking for.
Get it, Lizzie. It's your boy, Mizzy, and today, we are going viral, lads. More viral than I've been in the past, like 2-3 years.
Viral than a hoe.
I've started social media since I was 8. Been doing videos, been making bangers, been blowing up since I was young. But this right here everywhere. Reposts, tweets. Bro, you guys don't really know what I'm talking about.
But while Mizzy was blissfully bragging about his follower count, members of parliament had taken notice, and they were not happy about Mizzy's antics, with some directly telling the police to take action. One MP, Susan Hall, was quoted as saying, "No legitimate social media platform should be hosting this thug's violent videos. Please can you urgently update the public as to what's being done to locate and apprehend this criminal." The Metropolitan Police announced that they were looking to speak to anyone with information that could help them find Mizzy. The manhunt was underway. And it didn't last long. The next day on May 22nd, the Metropolitan Police found and arrested Mizzy. His TikTok was banned and his YouTube, with 39,000 subscribers at the time, was removed for breaching the terms of service. Mizzy had become so universally despised for his pranks by this point that someone sent a very enthusiastic voice note to the police, thanking them for arresting him.
The Nats! Thank you! Thank you! I think I speak for everyone when I say we've been waiting for this day, you know. I've been waiting so long.
Oh my god, what the hell? Your blood is taking the piss.
Did you see this man behind bars? In prison, where he belongs. Every day, we're outside, sneaking into McDonald's and doing all those jobless things. He even has a daughter, apparently. Come on now, that's unacceptable. We're outside, no, you're inside behind bars, where you belong. Thank you, London Nets.
The same day Mizzy was arrested, critical.
You either freaking turn your life to Christ while you still have your freedom and become a John Gabbana, or you live long enough to Boonk Gang crash out. I guess. I don't fucking know what I just said. Nothing, probably. Worst prankster ever. All right, let's see what Charlie has to say. Mr. Wet Wet.
Uploaded a video called Worst Prankster Ever that showed the home invasions up to that point and a couple of the more egregious pranks Mizzy had done. This video quickly cleared 3 million views and helped bring Mizzy into the forefront of mainstream YouTube's consciousness. With his TikTok and YouTube channels banned, Mizzy would have to start all over and create new accounts if he wanted to continue his downward spiral into internet infamy. But he couldn't do that while he was locked up waiting for his day in court. After a couple days behind bars on the 24th, Mizzy was brought in front of a judge to be sentenced for his latest home invasion. Mizzy's lawyer told the judge that Mizzy had apologized to the family and that he was raised by a single parent with a difficult upbringing, saying he is an intelligent young man with some potential. With all this in mind, the judge made her decision.
YouTuber and TikToker Mizzy has been fined £365 and is banned from using social media after his latest prank.
£365? You're taking the piss, surely. But I guess if you're banned from social media, for how long? How do they even enforce that? Crazy. It probably makes it harder to get monetized and shit too, I imagine. I don't know.
Video of him entering someone's house without permission led him to handing
you
himself in.
can't do crime. Like, do people not know this? This literally the same shit did happen to that Boonk Gang guy, I'm pretty sure, and he did lose his like millions of followers at some point, and then started his new accounts and started talking about Jesus and stuff and being sober, some of which I support.
For arrest. Today in court, he was given a criminal behaviour order, which bans him from doing that again. Also, he's banned from retail stores, schools, and Westfield Stratford until 2025.
How does he get an education before then? What the fuck? He's an 18-year-old little boy.
The order, he could go to prison.
People were not happy that Mizzy got off with a fine and restrictions on posting to social media. A popular post on the UK subreddit from that day shows how outraged people were. With one saying, a fine?
Like it's a little community. How cute. Just kidding, I see the Minnesota subreddit all the time, which is an equally important community of... actually, it seems pretty unimportant.
And for stealing dogs and invading other people's homes? For f***'s sake. Other commenters said he should be banned from social media, and in fact, he already was. Mizzy's new strategy was to upload videos to a private WhatsApp group and to a private Snapchat, and then have other people upload those videos on social media for him. He would start using what he must have thought was this big-brained legal loophole the very same day he got out of jail. But before that, Mizzy left the courthouse and went to be interviewed on
Bro's gonna be streaming on fucking Dig Dug. Is that even a website? Bro's gonna be streaming on Google+. Fucking MySpace stream coming soon. Head ass.
Piers Morgan's talk show just hours after being set loose.
You go up to women in the street and say, do you want to die?
It wasn't a woman, it was a man. And she
there were also women that
you did this to. There was a woman there, but I only said it was a man.
It wasn't a woman,
right.
It was a man, he says. That is just, it almost doesn't even matter at all. It doesn't, it should not be the first rebuttal. TBH on God. Can I have some health, brother? Could I have a wall chicken, my friend?
Anybody.
Brilliant legal defense from Mizzy here, so it's only a problem to ask women if they want to die. Totally cool to ask it to dudes.
Totally.
So Mizzy's up 1-0.
Why cause so much alarm and distress to so many people?
Good question.
Out of doing that?
Not necessarily, but you could say that this whole public outroar just makes me laugh because people are getting hurt over something that didn't happen to them.
This whole argument is crazy to me. So people are only allowed to be outraged when something happens directly to them. If you stop and think about this for 5 seconds, the whole idea is psychopathic. Basically, you're saying that empathy should not exist. Can you imagine a guy walking down the street, sees like 9/11 happen, and he's like, well, I didn't personally get hurt, so I don't care. But I guess this is probably the kind of mindset you would have to grab an old lady's dog and run off, or invade people's homes for content, and then be completely defiant about it.
A lot of the stuff that you do could have consequences far more serious. But you don't care, do you? As long as you get a laugh.
I have remorse. I have remorse for all of these.
You don't have any remorse.
What do you mean I don't have any remorse? How many times tell me?
You have no remorse.
Are you in my life? Do you live in my life?
Huh?
Are you there for my pranks? Have you been there in my life?
What's your life? Tell me.
You tell me my life.
Presumably,
you're
about to tell me the sob story, are you? What's the sob story?
There's no sob story.
Well, go on then. What's your?
Yeah, it sounds like he's just baiting anyone to feel bad for him or something, to be on his side.
I just do it for fun. On or off camera, I do my thing.
Tell me about your life. What justifies this? What's happened to you that makes you think you're justified in doing this?
What do you mean tell me about my life?
Well, you said you know nothing about your life. Tell me about your life.
You're trying to get onto me because I'm black. Because I guarantee
because you're black.
Person, yeah, I guarantee.
I don't give a damn about your skin color.
No one is allowed to break into my house. It doesn't matter, dude. The hell? What are you even talking about?
I just think you're an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I think you're an idiot too.
That's fine. You're perfectly entitled to that.
The UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not my fault.
This was a pretty pivotal point in the interview, I thought, because Piers.
The UK laws are weak? Do you guys not have laws that say you can't break and enter? Maybe he's right. I really don't know.
Berating Mizzy does give him an opening to tell his story from his perspective, which I and probably a lot of other people were interested in hearing. But instead, he pushed back and jumps from, you're only criticizing me because I'm black, to, it's not my fault the UK laws are weak. I think if someone was trying to cook up an unlikable character in a lab, they would have a hard time coming up with a person as unlikable as Mizzy. And while the courts had treated Mizzy with a light touch...
basically like, I'm not sorry, you should just be sorry that I got at it. I should have been charged harder if it was so bad.
Up until this point, they were watching this interview,
Crazy.
And everything he said was being noted by MPs, judges, and prosecutors across the city. Over the next couple of days, Mizzy would post tons of videos, including this one where he boards a train and he and his group start messing with the controls.
We outside! Hey, the man outside! We outside! Hello, can I call the police? The people on the train!
I'm not sure that they would be on your side, but you could call them, I suppose.
An 18-year-old teenager has been arrested again days after being fined for entering someone's home without permission. Mizzy posted a video on his social media of the arrest this morning. Earlier this week, he pleaded guilty and apologised after being handed a criminal behaviour order for filming himself entering private residences and posting them on social media.
It's not my fault the law doesn't say they're private enough for your liking. It's not that private if the door's unlocked or open, or I opened it, or I broke the window and climbed in and climbed onto your dinner table. Filthy pranked. Motherfucker.
£365.
Mizzy had managed to stay out of handcuffs for all of 2 days. After the Metropolitan Police saw him posting videos grabbing a school kid and fighting a dwarf after he left a Piers Morgan interview, they determined he had probably broken.
You sure they weren't the same person?
His criminal behavior order, even if he was finally fighting people on the same level as him. The same day of his arrest, May 26th, The Independent posted an interview they did with Mizzy that makes him sound like a very normal individual. He had told them controversy, even though it's not good, is the best way to blow up on social media. I always know outrage is going to happen. I know exactly what I'm doing and the consequences of my
maybe
own
like
action.
a low stakes controversy that involves someone of greater notoriety than yourself, but this is just you're bothering civilians who do not want to like, comment, and subscribe or be in your prank. You are a super villain, maybe even just a normal villain.
I tell people not to reciprocate what I've done. It's the fact that people are talking that's important. One person who wasn't talking to Mizzy was his mother. She let him sit in jail that night as he awaited the judge's orders and told the press that he wasn't welcome back home.
Be outside! Hey!
Over the next few days, though, it seemed like Mizzy was starting to think about his actions.
You may know me as the TikTok terror from the Piers Morgan show. You may know me as this menace on the news articles. They've just been pitting me out as this bad guy. But I want you guys to know that I'm actually not this bad guy. Mizzy and Bakari are two different people, innit? Bakari is the mastermind behind Mizzy, and I know Mizzy has made some harsh decisions and harsh pranks. Like,
this is bizarre. It's one thing to say your social media personality is a character, which is pretty normal. It's a completely other thing to say that the character makes their own decisions independent of you. Is this like a Fight Club situation?
Yeah, that sounds more like schizophrenia or something, you know, having like a total alternate personality. It can't be an excuse either way. Take your meds, man. Excuse me.
You've got a split personality.
Fight Club, though, good movie.
Who just goes out and steals dogs and asks people if they want to die.
Good book, too.
Not all my pranks are bad. Like, the media picks and chooses what pranks they want to put out there for people to have their own opinion on, and that's why all of this controversy started.
Saying that you're being misrepresented by the media only works for people who have some good highlights in contrast to the bad. What should the media show instead to paint you in a good light? A clip where you get into random people's cars and pretend to think it's Uber? A clip where you hop a train turnstile and lead a group of kids to do the same thing? A clip where you strip down to your underwear and terrorize different shops? There's just so many wholesome moments to choose from. 2 days later on June 2nd, Mizzy's mom gave an interview to the Daily Mail where she said he needed to get a job. And after hearing his mom say that, Mizzy listened and got a job at the same grocery store he had ridden his bike through. Just kidding, he did another home invasion.
So we're baking in the block here with the guys, and I saw a door that's open, and I know we're in prison for this, man.
Fucking funny guy, Mr. Jabroni. You funny guy. Fucking trolling me.
I know this guy's gonna say no, yeah, but bro, you have to do it.
Chill out.
Bro, walking into
Bro, I already told you.
Bro, walking into
random fixing up, bro.
Walking into random houses, bro. Come on, bro, one more time.
My father would hit me if he heard me giggling like that. I'm just kidding.
This one seems different than the other home, but Mizzy still wasn't getting the views and followers he wanted, and home invasions just weren't paying the bills like they used to. So he rallied a bunch of his followers to convince the world that shopping is an illusion.
You should start doing squatter challenges like Mr. I was gonna say Mr. Beast, but he would just buy the house from out and under you, make you the squatter, force you to say thank you for the house that you already used to own.
Reality is an illusion, bro. Bro, hey, what's all of this, boss? What's that, bro?
What's all this thing?
Hey, yo, bro. It's an illusion, bro. It's an illusion. I got it running.
I'm a little confused here, buddy. This is aggressively British sounding.
Nobody's really sure what shopping is an illusion actually means. I have a feeling it has something to do with Mizzy getting advice from Andrew and Tristan Tate, as he had recently started talking about the Matrix. I bet that shopkeeper wished that gang of kids was an illusion. At this point in the summer of 2023, Mizzy was still under his criminal behavior order not to post videos that show anyone else in them without everyone's consent, which turned out to be a problem when Mizzy went to a massive music festival the day after the Shopping is an Illusion video came out and started posting videos of himself dancing and giving interviews. There were tons of people in the background that hadn't given their consent to be in the videos. To be honest though, can you really blame the guy? Cardi headlined the first night. I'd probably forget about the conditions of my probation too the minute Vamp Anthem starts playing. But the Metropolitan Police were not true vamps and arrested Mizzy yet again. Mizzy ended up disappearing from the internet for a few weeks after this, which is not like him at all. Then after 20 days had gone by, he posted a video explaining why he had disappeared.
I had to cut all my hair off. I don't know if you saw that last video, but yeah, I did get sectioned. Got a section under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act. I was in a mental health institution for 20 days, bro. They violated my thing, bro. Bro, there was a violation, but outside.
Section 2 is a pretty serious involuntary commitment to a mental health facility and is used by the government to assess if someone is suffering from a mental disorder. Now, I'm no psychiatrist, but if I had to guess, I'd say they probably diagnosed him with TikTok brain rot and set him loose. As the summer heated up, so did the action in London. In August, mass crowds of organized shoplifters descended upon the shops on Oxford Street. A once beloved shopping district now turned into a bunch of those tourist gift shops with bobbleheads and giant bags of peanut M&Ms. And I'm speaking from experience, I was there recently. The M&Ms were good. And wouldn't you know who appears in the background of a lot of these videos? Our boy Mizzy, like the Joker watching his clowns terrorize Gotham. One article about the August incidents was titled, "Oxford Street Isn't Safe Anymore. Worried shoppers reveal how TikTok-inspired looting has left them nervous, as experts blame rising crime, COVID, and online shopping for London District's demise." And I just gotta say, TikTok-inspired looting is one of the craziest phrases I have ever heard in my life.
Mizzy, you know, the one who likes to play pranks, you know, walk into people's houses, steal old ladies' dogs and film it because it's hilarious, according to him.
He's just taking the piss and taking up space on your sofa against you. No invite here, just showing up like a criminal.
He didn't turn up to court last week. Why didn't the cops arrest him?
Well, I'm not quite sure whether a warrant was issued for him or not, but I can exclusively reveal this morning that he's called Mizzy because he's missing a few brain cells.
As the summer wound down, so did Mizzy's pranks.
Hits every time.
He looked into trying his hand at different things, and a music video about the Matrix. But don't worry, he still posted a clip of himself jumping on the roof of somebody's Mercedes just for good measure. But it seemed like Mizzy slowed down the pranks as summer turned into fall, maybe because he knew the courts were taking a serious look at him in some upcoming hearings. If Mizzy was scared of what was coming, he would turn out to be right. For some reason, the judge didn't seem to like the fact that Mizzy bettering himself included home invasions, fistfights, train hijackings, and organizing flash mobs to destroy shops.
He's a good guy, you know? Think of what could have happened by now. He's really turned his life. I mean, it's not like a 180-degree turn yet, but maybe like a 35-degree turn. It's a work in progress. I don't know.
He was found guilty
Why
on
did
2
he
of
get in
the
a
4
scuffle
charges of
with that
breaking
little
the court
fella?
order and would have to return later for sentencing. Finally, in November, Mizzy went to court again to be sentenced. He was probably expecting another stern talking to and a small fine just like before. The judge told Mizzy that his actions had been motivated by a desire to receive money and designer clothes from sponsors, and continued, "Your further offending was motivated by your desire to be famous. Your actions caused innocent members of the public significant harm and distress. You claimed on national television that the law was weak. Put bluntly,
Dang.
your pranks are not funny." This is a man who has stepped over the line of order.
Imagine
and
officially getting deemed unfunny. That's crazy. That is some dry British comedy if I've ever heard it.
Mizzy's social media ban was strengthened, and he was ordered to not share any videos or contribute to other people's social media accounts for 2 years. He was ordered not to trespass on private property or enter the E12 area of London, and was handed
You must keep that shit in the drafts for up to 2 years, sir. Sorry, bozo.
£154 fine. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? Oh, and one more thing. He was sentenced to 18 weeks in prison.
Oh!
While Mizzy sat in his prison cell, he had a lot of time to
Rough.
think. How he barely finished his schooling, but finally did at a place called the Boxing Academy, where the punishment was push-ups instead of detention. And most of all, Mizzy had time to think about his son. What would happen to him if Mizzy wasn't in his life? Would he be able to live a better life than his dad, or was he doomed to repeat the same cycle, ending up in the same spot 18 years later? And so, Bakari made a decision. He knew what he had to do right then and there.
I apologise to all the victims in the past that I've may have caused distress to, may have harassed, may have mentally tormented in any type of way. I apologise to them because I didn't mean to do that, and I was just having fun at the moment, but I didn't realise that it would have negative repercussions and negative effects on their psychological way of thinking. So I apologise for that.
After his time in jail, Mizzy seems to have a completely different mindset. He has repeatedly apologized for all the pranks and is working on getting his certificate to work in construction. And he has an internship from a news outlet writing articles. Instead of focusing his life around becoming infamous on social media, his new goal is to make sure his son can have a better life.
I went down isn't the route for me. Obviously, I have a child as well, and I have to be there, not just for me, but for my child, for my child's mother, for my mother. I have to be there for a lot of people. It's not just me. So I need to put in the work and show the results.
Don't mess it up.
100%.
But the consequences for his actions are still following Bakari. Court cases are still ongoing for a lot of his pranks, and the case over the iPhone theft from all the way back in 2022 isn't closed yet either. Bakari was recently found guilty on that one, with the judge not buying his story from 2 years ago that his friend handed him the phone. He'll be sentenced mid-June and continues to pay fines for his past crimes. If nothing else, maybe the story of Mizzy can be a cautionary tale. And he says now he's also engaged, and his fiancée is helping him learn patience. So hopefully, this can end up being a happy story in the end. If you like this video, you'll probably like my video about Kick's most prolific prankster, Jack Doherty.
How do you guys feel about Mizzy? Do you freaking think that he's reformed? Do you think once a Boonk Ganger, always a Boonk Ganger? I don't know. Like, I can't feel bad for him just because of how insane that it was, but it seems like he did his time and is doing a little bit better now, so that's good, I guess. An interesting tale, 5 sure. Thank you guys for freaking watching, dude. Check out these hats at lonniedos.com and other merch. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, boys.